Dale Stephens is trained in London with over 20 years international acting experience. She's performed in a wide variety of theatre, film and television. She's had leading roles in Mission Impossible, A Streetcar Named Desire and Blue Heroes. Now, Dale uses that creativity that she used to create her characters to bring out the best in people that she coaches, to hopefully grow their influence and help them to become better, dynamic and inspiring and influential communicators. Welcome, Dale.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here with you.
Great. I'm a little bit nervous now as somebody who communicates, allegedly, for a living. I feel like I'm being critiqued. But at the moment, Dale, how would you say that communication is impacting us?
Well, definitely. I think there's a big crisis in trust. And that comes from a misalignment of what people say and what they do and their values and who they are. And this misalignment is what is dividing everyone and creating massive problems everywhere. And I think it's a crisis in trust. And I think with businesses who are already so stressed and exhausted, and the leaders are just trying to navigate their way through this insane maze, it's hard for them to really reflect on how they're communicating. And I think it's a lack of intention. I think we need intentional communication to unite rather than to divide.
Now, Richard Branson knows a thing or two about leadership, and he's actually been quoted as saying that communication is one of the most important leadership skills that a leader can have. Would you agree?
100%. And I think he's a great example because he's not an example. If you put him up against Obama, you go, who's the greatest speaker? Well, clearly Obama, but he proves that you don't have to be have a mellow tone and amazing words and amazing this and amazing that because he kind of sits there like this and kind of goes, yeah, well, I kind of think that maybe this, that and the other. So he's not a typical great communicator in a speaker sense, but he is a great communicator because he's got that one vision for his company that everyone knows and everyone acts upon.
It comes down to, as you said, that trust, but that authenticity. There is nothing that seems to come out of Richard Branson's mouth that you think is manufactured or said to create some sort of misalignment in his values. Where do our politicians get it so wrong at the moment?
Well, I think politicians are being politicians, and their raison d'etre really is to get people on their side, to divide and conquer, to create an us versus them, and to win. So they're just doing what politicians do. They just shouldn't be in charge of everything.
And manipulation and coercion isn't as good as inspiration and example.
Beautiful. That is so true. That is so true. So for our business leaders, it's intentional communication, but it's also personalisation through video. Video is a really underutilised resource. And so if that's how leaders can personalise and communicate with their people in a personal way, and then what they say and what they do and their values all align, that will create trust. And also to listening, like having their people doing videos back so that they can actually hear what their people are saying and give their people a voice. So it's this personalisation that video provides that can help them create that alignment and trust.
Yeah, we've all heard the saying that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and I think it was Scott McFarlane that said, well, then a video may well be worth 1,000,000.
It is so true because in my own work, I put up videos on LinkedIn and people from around the world connect with me and meet with me and they already know me. I had a client from the UAE, a banker, who I'd never met before. He watched one of my videos and then a 20-minute call and he became a client.
Great. Now, let's finish up with top 3 tips for communicators, Nicole. Number 1, most important tip for communicators that you advise your clients on?
Is be intentional and have your message aligned, which is probably 2 points. Make it personal, as if you're talking to one person. If you're talking to one person, everyone will feel like you're talking just to them. Yeah. And find ways to listen.
And what would be the biggest mistake that communicators make?
Not being themselves. Everyone is fascinating, but only when they're totally themselves. All the great leaders, they've done research that all the great leaders actually have very few things in common, except the one thing that they all have in common is that they are totally themselves. You'd never say that Donald Trump and Gandhi are the same. Barack Obama, Mother Teresa, you made all the main influences, none of them are anything like in their personality. It's your personality is what creates influence and why people will follow you.
Different communication styles for different genres. I know when I speak on stage, I'm very animated, and yet when I'm here in the studio, I'm forced to sit still and not be so animated. Is that a hard and fast rule?
No, I have a hard and fast technique where I've got one for video, which is MAP, where it's 1 minute, one person, one point. And the thing is that it's the one technique that the environment will create a different outcome or a different way of behaving, but I think it's all one technique.
All right, Dale, thanks so much for the chat. Fascinating stuff. And anyone wants to reach out to Dale, find her on LinkedIn. Would that be the best place?
Yeah, or presentwithpresence.com.au.
There you go, folks. Thanks very much, Dale.
Thank you.